What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and we are back for some more F125 My Team Career Mode. We are here for round number 6 of 24, getting ready for the Miami Grand Prix. Welcome back, obviously. I know it's been quite a couple days since I last posted a video. I had some stuff kind of going on,
Hey,
but
boss. I'm pleased to say that early talks have progressed well, and we're now in a position to have a first meeting with them to learn more about what we're each after. It's a bit of a dance, but it'll be worth it, I think. And remember, it doesn't bind us to them. We can always go elsewhere.
well, sort of got cut off there by our team member. But yeah, early talks with Brendan Lee are starting to begin. Obviously, we are looking at possibly extending him for next season. Obviously, he's yet to really perform any great races so far, but he's shown some promise. Obviously, like I said, I do want to keep Brendan Lee on for next season. I had Jack Crawford as on the guy under the most pressure, but Brendan Lee seems to be still kind of want to keep him and just see what he's got. But yeah, we're gonna continue to talk with them about those extensions.
We've got a bit more into the weeds of discussions following that first early meeting. In a good way. You know, details. I'll keep you posted. It's not over the line yet.
Alright, well, yeah, it's not over the line, and well, now it's time to point out and do some activities for myself throughout the week. But yeah, obviously, like I said before, I apologize that it's been quite a couple days since I last posted a video. Just busy with some stuff, and really just been trying to get some videos edited so I can get it more recorded, I guess you could say. But yeah, so far, at the moment, yeah, just signing activities, and then we're going to start looking at possibly doing some upgrades onto the race car. Upgrades are slowly been coming in. A lot of upgrades are in research, and we're just kind of waiting for them to get developed. However, we just have to kind of upgrade more of the facility so we can do 2 upgrades at once. And some areas, I think the aerodynamics is the main one that we have already, but obviously the goal is to keep that going. And well, owner training is going to still continue, and we're going to do some more owner training for me as a team boss, even though it's not going to matter until the 26 DLC comes out. But yeah, he's got to get a little bit more better. But engineering, level 1 for development expansion in the aero. So look at that. So now we can do 2 upgrades at once in the aero department, which is going to be really good. The secondary wing flap, I think, is completely published, and also the weight, I think a weight upgrade came in for the chassis, and seems like some powertrain department has also gotten some upgrades onto the race car as well. So quite a couple things already kind of getting ready for the race car. We have some developments that are kind of already underway, and the plank is 2 days remaining left into the plank, and we also got other developments, but we really don't have any slots available. I'm just trying to see what we have kind of in motion, so we can kind of get this car knowing what we want. But standard upgrades now for that is for Imbla. I think that's a front downforce upgrade. Going to be more towards the front wing of the race car. The pistons, I believe, is almost there, and spark plugs, I'm just kind of hitting that because I don't know what I'm doing. Still trying to understand career mode. But tire blankets, yeah, this is actually a good one, and actually I think we're going to start researching this because tire wear has been a big issue, and we're going to get that sorted out because we need to. Cable assembly, gonna put that question mark, but the pistons have been completed, and now we unlock ERS, and you know damn well I'm gonna start researching some ERS, because let me tell you, those ERS upgrades are going to be needed. And some durability as well actually could be considered, the ICE and also the gearbox as well, just trying to get the car a little bit more durable so we can kind of worry about some other things as well. But the wing mirrors for drag reduction are going to be coming in as well. So yeah, a couple of things already kind of in motion. I think April 27th, there we go, we get a development upgrade, and also we have a couple other things as well.
There's a sponsor looking to work with us.
Alright, well, secondary sponsor, and there we go. I don't even know how you say that, but they have agreed to become a secondary sponsorship, so more money into the team is going to be great. And some upgrades. So I think the first upgrade we assigned was to Lee. The second one was to Crawford. We're going to give this upgrade to Lee. It's going to be for the front downforce, and we're going to see what he's got with the front downforce, and we will be testing that at Imola when we take over Brendan Lee. Obviously this weekend we're driving as Jack Crawford, but Jack, so far I think he's got the engine upgrade on his race car, but yeah, nothing aero too much, just little things, and well, we've had some things fail under deployment.
Don't forget to develop them. We've got performance sitting on the table that we could be getting into the car.
Yes, I'm trying, head of engineering. Okay, the team boss, he's very busy. He's got stuff to catch up on. He's got emails. He's got all that stuff he's got to do. Yeah, I'm not really I think just some things failed, but it is time for Miami race weekend. I think we're going to go for the harder compound for the weekend because I think it's just going to be needed overall. And obviously this weekend we are driving as Jack Crawford, the American. And well, practice one, it's complete. And we learned absolutely nothing in practice. And I can tell you that right now. It was a cluster. I mean, it was just terrible. I had soft tires and that was it. And soft tires in practice only last about a lap. So we failed all the research, we failed all the development, and we've gotten zero. We have zero understanding, I guess, this weekend. But it don't matter. We already have a lot of resource points, anyways. But yeah, that was quite uneventful. But also, it being a sprint weekend, it is going to be pretty challenging. And actually, now it's going to be time to kind of move some upgrades over to kind of just see, or not some upgrades. Sorry, the engine. Putting on some old components, some new components on to the race car, to just kind of see what we're going to run this weekend. Obviously Miami's going to be pretty tricky, but we will see what happens.
Welcome back to Miami and welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it takes to get pole?
And here we go for sprint qualifying, and the most frustrating part of the race weekend, I will say, because I absolutely just hate sprint qualifying. I hate everything about sprint weekends, and I'm not looking forward to it. But here we go for the first flying lap here, and yeah, like I said, did not really get much of an understanding of this race car through practice, so I'm just going to use qualifying as trying to figure it out. And so far, well, we overshot completely, and not a great start so far to the race lap. Alex Albon fast lap, then goes to Piastri, and yeah, lots of understeer through high speed there. Through the S's, it felt pretty abysmal. Too many lockups as well. So far going through that, we had a front left lockup, and we also have another front left lockup. So yeah, these lockups are getting pretty crazy. Might have to adjust the brake bias down to 53 or 52, and that might help just a little bit. And yeah, just not finding much confidence around this racetrack at the moment, and it's not been the greatest lap. This lap has been pretty scuffy, but it's a purple sector 2, which I know that's lying. Lee kind of gets into the way. We overshoot again, and yeah, I just cannot get a grip with this race car at all. I mean, it is it is frustrating to drive, and we are going to be 4/10 off from, I think that's Ollie Behrman or whoever that was, but yeah, that was pretty abysmal. But well, we're ahead of Gasly and Ocon, so that's good, I guess. If you, I guess I don't know. I can't really tell you. So here we go for the final lap here, and we're sitting P19. Obviously, P16 is the target to get into SQ2. Obviously, I'm willing to sacrifice the sprint race and just trying to understand how this race car performs for my drivers. And here we go for the final run here with Jack here. Let's see what can happen. I already found around the 10th already so far, and the car just steps out through there. A little bit too much curb there. Not ideal to take that much curb through there, obviously. Now through the fast part right here, down in the 6th gear, down in the 5th. Some people are taking that in 7th. I took that down in the 6th gear to just kind of help it just a little bit. We go out very wide in that part right there. You just get on the paint, that car is going to drift out wide completely, and we are finding absolutely no time so far on this racetrack. Trying to cut this corner a little bit too much. Just, oh, we've gone upside down.
Okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay.
We are upside down. Yeah, we cut way too much curb, and I was just trying to cut it perfect, and well, we did not happen. And actually, that flipped the car over, I think from the wheel. I think the wheel just flipped it over, so yeah, that was not great, and well, that sucks, and it really sucks for Jack, because, I mean, he wasn't going to fight much for the lap, but he was pushing, he was trying.
That's it for sprint
he was
qualifying.
trying for
Plenty
sure,
more
but
coming up
yeah,
over the
it's going to
rest
be
of the weekend.
P21, I
So
think,
we'll see
on
you
the
all
starting
tomorrow.
grid, and actually P20, so actually Gasly didn't improve, so I'm kind of shocked, but well, it's P20. Lee around 8 to full second off the pace, so that is not ideal for Brendan, who's got the upgrades.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint, not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Sitting at the southeastern coast of Florida, the Miami International Autodrome has 19 corners and 3.36 miles of racing. It's a circuit designed to encourage close racing while meeting the highest safety standards. Either way, I'm sure it's one that will please the fans. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Norris, George Russell, and Tsunoda, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Antonelli, and Nico Hülkenberg, Bortoletto, Behrman, Carlos Sainz, and Hadjar, Lawson, Doohan, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Alex Albon, Stroll, Crawford, Gasly, and Brendan Lee completes the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And alongside me today, a man small in stature but big on comment, Anthony Davidson. Hello. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Right, back of the grid. I mean, there is literally only one direction we can go from here, so try and move forward and see if we can get something out of it.
There is literally only one direction to go, and that is to go forward, Mark. And you said your words perfectly. I don't know what's going to happen, but welcome to the grid. 10 laps here for the Miami sprint. It's going to be a completely dry sprint, and, well, for example, obviously, I'm kind of happy. I think a wet sprint would have been pretty interesting, but you know what? Dry is always the best for me, so we will see what happens. But like I said, race car-wise, I don't know how good it's going to be. We're going to find out here in just a moment, and we are officially underway for the Miami sprint race. Lights out and away we go. And a pretty decent start, not too bad off the racing line. We're going to send it, and actually, no we don't. We actually have to pause the game, and actually my wheel, I kind of lost all force feedback there. So I had to kind of pause there just a little bit. We got the force feedback back now, and that's a rare moment. It just kind of cut out there, and I don't know what was going on, but the wheel just started, honestly, it just started acting up. So I kind of had to pause the game and figure that out here for about 2 seconds. But here we go, already so far, pretty good start, already up to P14 so far in the sprint. I mean, I can tell you right now, that was a fantastic start for this, for Jack, and for the home hero. Obviously looking for a pretty, he's looking for points, I guess you could say, and a little bit of early braking there for Carlos Sainz. Also, he's kind of reacting to the cars in front of him. We go down on the inside on Carlos. Carlos sticking his nose in there, but he backs out of that one. And, well, we move up, and we're now into P13, so even more positions have been found. And, well, so far, this has been absolutely perfect. And now we might send it here on Ollie Barron. We stick our nose down the inside on Ollie, and we make that pass, and we jump ahead of Ollie there. The car kind of steps out just a little bit too much on the overtake button there, and well, the rear end just kind of started snaking out there just a little bit, and well, we paid the price on that one, and now we're up into P12. So Hulkenberg, Alonso, and I think that's Antonelli that's up there as well. So positions could be found, but however, our race pace, it is horrendous, and at a track where we kind of expect it to be a little bit more competitive, we have not been competitive whatsoever. But Ollie Behrman, he thought about it. We hit the back of the Haas driver there, and just broke maybe the wing just a little bit. Not 100% sure. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if I just overshot completely or what, but yeah, very, very early braking for Ollie. But lap 3 now, and now we're under a massive amount of pressure from Lewis Hamilton, and we're probably going to let Lewis go here. We really don't have I mean, we can't really defend this, you know what I mean? So Lewis jumps ahead. He now slots into P13 in this race, and now, well, we're just going backwards. We're not going forward. We are going pretty backwards. So this has not been the best sprint, I can tell you that right now. And we've always had great starts because the AI, they just don't get off the line. But it just seems like overall, though, our overall pace, it's just not there. And Sainz, he's gonna pounce on us next, and there he goes. He goes down the inside there, has the racing line, and we're probably gonna get jumped from Lawson here as well. So, and actually, we have a yellow flag up there. Someone has spun. It might have been Charles Leclerc that has just gone for a spin, and I think he's stuck all the way, and a red flag has been deployed, and that should not be a red flag, but okay, whatever. Red flags might have to get shut off. Not sure how I felt about that one. That should not have been a red flag, but well, sprint race has a red flag, but we're gonna go for the medium tires now, and well, fresh set of boots, and here we go for our second standing start here, lap 6 of the Miami Grand Prix, and we are back underway here for Miami. A pretty horrendous start so far through the second standing start, but are going to try to shoot around the outside here of 3 race cars here, and actually Hamilton, Behrman signs a little bit of contact on the side pod of the Ferrari of Lewis Hamilton, but Hamilton jumps back ahead, and Ollie Behrman and Sainz, they might have a shot here if they just kind of play it right. They might actually get me down these main straights here so far, but it has been a pretty good launch. However, we just made too much contact, and another spin has gone around. That might have been the other Haas of Ocon, and another red flag.
Red flag. We'll update you in
well, that was it's overshot completely against Lewis there, and well,
essentially a free stop. So
we have another red flag. Yeah, this is going from 2 to 3 laps here, and here we go for the third and final, hopefully the final red flag standing start, and we are back underway for the Miami sprint. This has been, with that voice crack, I can tell you right now, this has been a pretty drainful sprint. I have no words really to describe it, but jumped out of 2 positions, jumped out of Alonso and Hamilton there, and Hamilton and Alonso, they're kind of battling, and what we were able to capitalize, like I said, the AI, they're very slow on race starts through the beginning phases, but slowly after all, this is at 110 by the way, and they just slowly catch up to you, I guess you could say. So we're going to be under a lot of pressure here from Hamilton and Alonso here. I expect Hamilton to kind of get around us here pretty quickly. He's got a pretty fast race car, and the Ferrari compared to our Savage Motorsports, whatever you call this piece of junk, it's not quick at all whatsoever. And well, Lewis sticked his nose down the inside. We might have made contact with the Ferrari there, and well, I guess that we're just being a little bit too dirty there. And Jack, he's defending his home turf. He is defending it with all his glory, but points, I mean, there's still an option. As you say, Hamilton just trying to stick his nose in there, and he just can't really make that pass. But Hulkenberg, he's also trying to pounce on Antonelli, and he's also trying to pounce on Charles Leclerc as well for more positions. And well, I mean, points, they could happen. I mean, realistically they could happen, but we just need some luck, I guess you could say. But Hulkenberg and Antonelli, they're going side by side. Hulkenberg slides in, and well, he takes that spot back. And well, lap 9 now, we might have a run here on Antonelli if we just kind of play it right for a position here, I guess you could say. But Hamilton 5 tenths back, 4 tenths back. He is coming in like a rocket, and I expect him to get a brilliant slingshot here, but it's just maybe a little too far back. Maybe a little too far back with that dirty air caught up to him. Already had a pretty terrible exit, but we overshoot completely, and well, that was not correct. We have a yellow flag back there. Someone's out of the race. I don't know who that is. That's a car back there as well, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be the final lap here of the Miami Grand Prix, and here we go for one final time around here for the sprint race. And this has been a pretty terrible sprint race for us. Alex Albon is out of the race. He had some sort of an engine failure, and the car just steps out there. Way too much oversteer on the exit, and yeah, the soft tires, I mean, they've died. I mean, they really have died. This race car has kind of went from feeling pretty solid to now just borderline. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I'm going to oversteer or understeer, but we're going to get eaten like a rock here. Here comes Sainz, here comes Hamilton. Hamilton passed us. Sainz looking down the inside here, side by side between the two of us. We defend the outside line, and might as well have some fun with the AI, but Sainz, he just kind of bagged out of that one, and well, he paid the price, I guess you could say. And Hamilton, I mean, logistically, we could get that P11 back, but he got a fantastic exit coming out underneath the overpass of this Miami International Autodrome. But that was it, and I expect Max Verstappen to win the sprint race, and he is going to win this completely. But we lock up, and but we choked that completely. And here comes Carlos Sainz. I thought he was thinking about that move, but he did not. He kind of got close, but again, his exit was pretty abysmal. But that's going to be P12 for the sprint. That was pretty. That was pretty ugly. I will admit that was pretty ugly for this race car and this race team. Brendan, I think, didn't even get past P20. I don't even think Brendan even got any higher than P20 in that race. But Verstappen wins, Piastri second, Russell third. There is your podium. Ocon gets fifth for Haas, Sonoda 6th, Bortoleto 7th, Leclerc 8th. So Leclerc gets the final point. Yeah, a couple people kind of got points in our window. I mean, we're not really close to Sauber. I guess you could say Sauber have kind of really put in some good developments so far throughout. But it's P12. Brendan, he finished 3 seconds off the pace. Yeah, I don't know if he's comfortable in that race car or what, but he is. I mean, he is terribly slow so far through that part of the racetrack. But well, still sliding in P10, but now it's time for the main.
Welcome back to Miami, and welcome to qualifying. Only raw speed will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it takes to get pole?
Honestly, I don't know what we have. I guess we just have aura. Not really. I mean, we're just pretty slow. But here we go for our first flying lap here for the main show. Obviously, Sunday is always the most important day here, but Saturday afternoon here in Miami, track temp is, I want to say it's pretty high. Miami, it's in May, so Florida, I mean, Florida's always hot, and I'm expecting it to be pretty warm, but it's afternoon time, so hopefully the track feels pretty good. And so far through the first couple of corners, I mean, the car felt pretty decent, but through here at the high speed, it's just terrible. It honestly just feels like a boat, and it's so heavy. The race car is very heavy through there, and just not finding that comfort level. And again, overshit. It's like the magic button. I just could not get the braking figured out. And well, we went. I think we went up to 56. I don't know what we did. I thought we went down to 54, and I don't know if it just reset it or what. But yeah, it was not great, and it was just like magic button. It was like a magic button. It just everything locked up at the same time. And well, this lap is going to be pretty. I think this lap is going to be pretty abysmal. It might be dead last. That lockup cost us roughly about like a full second. But yeah, 7 tenths off doing. Yeah, that lockup was bad. That was just a terrible lockup, and that's going to put us last. 1.8 seconds off the pace. Doohan actually, well, I mean, Doohan, he was pretty slow off that one too, but yeah, I mean, I expected a lot more in that one. In that middle sector, I mean, just a 33.2, it was pretty ugly. But Brendan, Well, he's even slower. He's into the one. He's at a 129.4. He's 4 tenths off Jack, and we're roughly about 2 seconds off the pace to the leaders. I mean, this is bad. I mean, this is really bad, I guess you could say so far. But we shall try again, and here we go for our second flying lap here. And actually, I think we could find a little bit more time in this race car. And it's mainly through that corner I was talking about. So we just have to kind of nail these apexes, and I think we can find some time. However, I don't think this car is going to be good for Q2. I will say that right now. And yeah, but we'll see what happens as we take the S's through here. Felt pretty good. Car just kind of was able to stick it just a little bit better. Track evolution is obviously a big thing. Don't want to get over the paint. Down into fourth gear there. Bring the car over, and then just steps out, and that's an invalidation. And yeah, that was just not great. And well, we have no time. We had to go back into the pits, and well,
okay,
we had to go back out. And yeah, again, that oversteer just really cost us, because I think that lap might have been pretty good, but now we have the pressure pill. I mean, the final moment, the final lap, to kind of see what this car can have. Obviously, I'm going to target P19. I'm going to target one position, because again, we're going to be starting close to last on the grid here. I mean, this car, I've said it multiple times, it's just not great. And again, just another moment there. That was a driver error there. Kind of just went over the curb there just a little bit, and it just steps out through here. Through the S is now high speed. Did not find, well, we did find 2 tenths there through there, and actually was able to kind of cut the corners just a little bit to kind of get that rotation in, and also target. We just don't want to go out just a little bit wide. That was pretty bad. Just way too much, and what we've actually lost quite a bit. We actually probably lost 2 tenths there from that mistake. So well, hopefully we don't mess this up again. We might actually have to stay in 54 brake bias, and that might be the way, but we'll see what happens here on the push lap here. Down, and it just, again, the same issue. It just locks up, and I can't really even control it. I mean, I'm trying to let off the brakes, and it kept locking up. I have no words. I can't really say anything about it. It was just terrible, but we found time somehow doing that, and I guess you could say, I mean, we found time, but that roughly is like a full second in there without that mistake. But half a second up so far. I mean, this lap, it's not great, and we need to find a 128.3 to kind of get close to Stroll. And I mean, it could happen, but I don't know. I mean, we're not even gonna. I think we're gonna be until a 128.7 or 6 there. But we come across line. I think that's P21 on the grid for us, and that is P21. Kind of expected. Yeah, that was not great, and that was not. Poor Jack. Poor Jack has had terrible luck, and he has just, obviously the home hero has been, yeah, I mean, we are, well, to be fair, I mean, we kept it close to Gabby, but it was just way too far off. Just way too far off.
F1 is back in the United States of America. We're here in the Sunshine State for a race that's fast becoming a fan favorite. It's time for the Miami Grand Prix. Well, it's certainly not sunny here in the Sunshine State. A lap of the Miami Grand Prix features 19 corners and 3.36 miles of track around the Hard Rock Stadium. But these conditions should prove especially difficult for all of our drivers today. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Russell, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Ocon, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Isaac Hadjar, and Behrman, Stroll, Lawson, Pierre Gasly, and Gabriel Bortoleto, Crawford, Lee, Doohan, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me today is a man who needs no introduction, but I'll try anyway. It's Ant Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that there's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. Look, we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish, but let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Big pressure at the start of the race, Crofty, for all of them up and down the grid, no matter where you are. But the drivers these days, they practice, practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
Right, mate, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but I want you to treat it like any other race. Let's not make any unnecessary risks, please.
Well, I don't think we'll make any risks there, honestly. I think it's going to be more of just trying to survive. But yeah, it's a full wet race. Might have some luck. I mean, we might. I mean, again, we'll have to kind of just see what happens. But yeah, welcome to the grid. 29 laps around Miami. Honestly, it's gonna be a long race, but I think there's an opportunity in the midfield to kind of just get something. Now, P10 is the target. Maybe a point would be awesome, but you know what? Wet races bring chaos, and I think chaos is what's gonna bring this team to points position. So let's be confident. Let's root for Jack here, and we are going to see what happens. But here we go for the 5 red lights here. And we are officially underway for the Miami Grand Prix. We had a pretty decent start, pretty good launch off the line there, and well, we jump ahead a couple another position. Lawson just cuts ahead of us and breaks our front wing completely. And I don't know if that was mean from Lawson or what, but he just completely cut ahead of us. And we're gonna get a replay here. We kind of have to go back in reverse there, and yeah, just look at that. I mean, he just cuts across our racetrack. It just cuts across our nose, and he was taking the racing line. He obviously just wanted to come over to the racing line, but I was there. I mean, I was there. I was kind of coming in like a full steam of rocket, but yeah, that's not great. And actually, down the inside, now we're back to some racing action, and we're side by side with Lance Stroll, and we've made up a hell of a lot of positions already so far. We're already up into P15, but the problem is we got front wing damage, and we got heavy front wing damage. It's in the yellow, but I think we can definitely handle it, but we're not going to be quick. We're going to be pretty slow, and so far we've lost 1.8 seconds in the S's at a part where you need the downforce, and we did not have it. Now Miami, it's low downforce, but the rear wing is at 0. In the front, you kind of need a front end. So yeah, I'm not sure, but here comes Stroll around the outside. We always have battles with Lance Stroll, and we keep on battling with Stroll. And well, Stroll, with all the F1 games I've gone through, he is always the one that always makes me annoyed, because every time Stroll is there, he's always there. But yeah, it's so far not been the greatest start. Lap 3 now, and well, we're kind of catching up to Alonso and Hadjar, but they're just kind of in a train together, and that's just kind of putting us up there. But Lawson as well, he's got pretty good race pace. That Racing Bulls has been pretty good throughout the weekend, and I mean, they've shown pretty decent pace. However, it's just, yeah, it just feels like a war zone right now. But here comes Lawson, but he just kind of couldn't really get close there, and well, you can just see the amount of understeer through this part of the racetrack here, and you can just see this train of cars that we have behind. And obviously we did benefit from grid penalties between, I think that was Albon and Doohan that took engine pens, so we did kind of capitalize on that. But we're gonna come in. This front wing damage, it's pretty bad, and I just can't really drive the race car like that, and I'm losing time. It's not worth it. We're gonna come into pit. We're just gonna pray for a safety car or something else like that. I mean, that's all we have to pray for so far. But we're gonna come in for the box now. Gonna change the front wing and gonna get a fresh set of intermediate tires on this race car. And well, it has not been the greatest Miami Grand Prix for the man himself, Jack Crawford. He has had it's obviously a weekend mix of emotions for Jack.
Okay,
and yeah, obviously Jack has been having a fantastic job for Savage Motorsports this season. Obviously scored the team's first points at China. obviously had a fantastic drive in Bahrain, and he was just trying to keep that going for Miami, but however, it has not been the case whatsoever. But yeah, a red flag honestly is going to be the way, or something like that, or a caution. I mean, honestly, anything like that is going to be helpful for us, but we'll just have to kind of see what happens. Like you say, no, speaking of our wishes, there's another red flag, and yeah, I'm not sure if that was another spin moment. That might have to be looked at for the race official, and that is me. And we will be having a discussion with red flags and possibly considering turning them off or doing something with that, because yeah, the red flags in this session have been pretty abysmal. But here we go for the second standing start now. We're dead last, but we go underway back for the Miami Grand Prix on lap number 9. Pretty decent start, and we jumped ahead of a lot of cars there, but we sent it down the inside. Look how many cars, look how many positions we've gained, and we're passing cars left and right, and we're side by side with Lance Stroll here, and Stroll's kind of got the outside line, we got the inside line, we kind of push him out wide, and we jump ahead. Now we're up into P14, so that start, it was a hell of a lot better than the last one, and we've gained quite a bit of positions there, so I'm pretty happy with that one. I'm pretty happy with that start, and yeah, just now have to follow Behrman and Alonso through. That is honestly just going to be the next thing we have to do, and just kind of keep this race car under control, and mainly just keep it safe so far here at this at Miami, I guess you say. But here comes Stroll. He's 3/10 back. He could look for a move. Obviously, that Aston's pretty slow, but you know, he's there again. He's just there, I guess you could say. But yeah, some replay shots here, and you just kind of see he's got a pretty big train of cars behind him, and well, we're just kind of staying with Alonso. Now, the rain is going to stop around lap 18 to 17. I think the rain is going to stop. So there is opportunities here. There is very much opportunities here so far, but we continue on, and Alonso is kind of just running his own, and he can't really get past Behrman. Obviously, no DRS has been enabled just yet, and we're burning battery, but Alonso, he's pretty slow on the straights here, and I don't know if it's just the Honda engine or Red Bull powertrain is coming in clutch or what, but Alonso, he's going to go defensive here, and he defended clean air. And I mean, I didn't know if he was going to do it or what, but we go around the outside of Fernando Alonso, and the car just steps out there just a little bit under traction, and we jump ahead of Alonso. P13 now for us on lap 12. I mean, this race has been, now it's gone up. It's gone really up. It was pretty crap, but now it's gone to a high, and this is great for Jack. He's having a fantastic race so far, and Sainz and Behrman going side by side here on lap number 12, as these two battling out for 12th and 11th. Hadjar in the points. Ahead of him is Ocon, who is also in the points. So points, they could be a thing. I mean, they could be a thing as we go under the underpass. We head down into one of the main straights here, and this is probably a best opportunity for overtakes, but a send, also a late send here on Ali Behrman or Carlos Sainz. That could be the way. That honestly could be the way, but Behrman defends clean air, and he's got it, well, not clean air, he's actually trying to go around Sainz, and Sainz defends the inside line, these two side by side, through the tricky hairpin, and now we approach the exit. Who is going to be last? Shades of Verstappen passing Leclerc and Magnussen here in 2023, but these two side by side, we sent it down the inside. Those two actually, they lifted, and well, we were able to capitalize. The car steps out there just a little bit, and Behrman jumps ahead, and that mistake costed us that mistake costed us. Just again, the lockup pretty bad. We actually almost hit the wall there, and I think we did hit the wall. And well, all that hard work, we've lost 3 positions, and we might lose a position or two. Alonso, but we kind of cut Alonso off there, and he kind of backs out of that one. And yeah, we lost 2 there. That was not great for us whatsoever here. But lap 14 is coming up, but obviously lap 13 has been, it's an unlucky number, and it has been a pretty unlucky number. Look at those rear tires. They are hot, and they are overheating just a lot, and you kind of expect that for the intermediate tires. Side by side with Fernando Alonso here. I mean, these guys, they just, the AI, they just don't give up. They fight every part they can get for you. But however, in the corners, they are pretty slow compared to the player, the driver. So critiquing the AI just a little bit, but actually, oh no, Brendan Lee. That's Brendan Lee with an issue. And that's an engine issue for for him there. I'm not I think that's an engine blown for Brendan, and wow, I mean, we're under threat now, and that's a blown engine for Honda and Red Bull powertrain. So Brendan Lee is out, and VSC has been deployed. So yeah, I mean, this race is now kind of changed, I guess you could say, but obviously everybody did pit, but Stroll's out as well, and that's another red flag.
I've got information on
That's
Stroll.
another one.
Okay, it looks like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car.
Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about that one. That's a blown engine at the back of an Aston Martin there, and yeah, oh, that engine did not sound good. You kind of heard that cracking in the Mercedes power unit there, and well,
this is a good chance to change our strategy.
another red flag has been deployed, and well, now it gets to that point, and yeah, there we go. Lap it's gonna stop raining mid throughout the race, so we're just gonna go back out there, and lap 16 now, and here we go for hopefully the final standing start. We've had 6 standing starts throughout the weekend. That is pretty crazy, but we are underway here for the third and hopefully the final standing start here in Miami. Around the outside of 2 race cars already, and actually down the inside on Barron. Now we're into the points, and that helped us out quite a bit. We had a fantastic start, and we jumped ahead of just enough cars, and now we slot into P9. So, I mean, these red flags are helping, but I don't want to play like that, if you know what I mean. If a red flag's deployed every time, it's not right. I guess you could say it's just not right so far. But I expect this car to get eaten up here pretty quickly from the guys behind us. I think we might get swarmed here by Behrman and Antonelli. I think it's going to be close here, but here comes Behrman again, just not giving up, and here comes Antonelli. I mean, you got to follow your mate through. I mean, these guys, I mean, you got to follow the man that you've raced in Formula 2 last year, in 2024 actually. I completely messed that year up. But you got to follow them through, I guess you could say. So these two working together, but obviously, I mean, we're under pressure. I mean, we are under severe pressure, but Behrman just trying to look down here around the outside. Ali does go, but we go down the inside again. He brakes early, and the AI at 110, you think they'd be quick, but they brake very early. And well, if they keep on doing that, I mean, we're in a good position. But the rain has stopped, and the track looks like it's dry. It really does look like it's dry, but I'm not sure, and this honestly, it feels like
tire condition still looking good.
The track looks dry, but I'm not sure if it really is, because I've seen a couple of issues where, and we've been in a couple league races where the track's just not dry, and it looks dry, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't. It's weird. It's gonna be really bad, because I'm not sure if it really is or not. I guess we'll have to kind of see what happens. But here comes Ollie, and well, he's got. Again, he just kind of got around the inside there, but I think he's just too. I think the AI, it's just too concerned. It just doesn't know if it wants to go for it or not. And well, I mean, we're defending points, and P9 so far. I mean, this has been a pretty solid race for us. Ocon, he is next, and actually, well, we are gaining. We are capitalizing. We are jumping ahead of Ocon, but Tsunoda fighting with whoever that is in front of him. That's actually George Russell, I think he's fighting with, and it actually is George Russell. So both the Red Bulls and the Mercedes going at it, and well, P6 is on the cards for Savage Motorsports, and they could be looking for a fantastic spot in this race, but I'm thinking these guys might pit. I really am thinking these guys are going to pit, because the track, if the track feels dry, it really does feel dry. But again, I'm not sure, so we might have to go for a gamble and kind of see. But Tsunoda did pit, and I think he's pitted for mediums, and I'm not sure. I'm not gonna pause the game and check, but Behrman trying to go around the outside, but he just, again, the same issue, but he sticks his nose down here, and well, we kind of, well, actually, we're trying to get to the radio button on our wheel, and we actually lost out to Behrman. That was a fantastic move for Behrman in the Beach Club there. Brilliant move for Ollie, but I'm thinking we box. I mean, if Tsunoda pitted, these guys, they have to pit. There's no way they can stay out here with how many laps left. I think the track's dry. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna gamble. I mean, there's a high risk we lose points here, no matter what. Here comes Hadjar. Actually, we turn in on him quite a little bit, so it was a little bit dirty from our side in our driver, but here we go. Into the box we go, and we have an opportunity here. Let's see what happens. And we come out, pretty good pit stop for the boys. Kind of cut it out just a little bit there, and that was a bit of an editing error from my side. And actually, the medium, well, it's not great. And actually, Sonoda, he trolled us. He went for inters. He went into, yeah, I don't think this has worked out too well for us. I think we might have shot ourselves in the foot. I guess you could say. And yeah, this car, it steps out. It steps out quite a bit, and it just keeps on stepping out, and it just steps out again. Yeah, I think we've messed up big. I mean, we've messed up big. Trying to turn the car in, and again, just cannot turn it whatsoever. And I think we've really shot ourselves in the foot here. And well, I think that's it. I think that's it for points in this race entirely. I have no words. We choked. I mean, we are the bottle job in league races, and a Ferrari Strat has costed us points, and it's not. I just can't. I don't know. I have no words. The track looks dry. It really does look dry, but it's not. And we overshot the breaking point again. Yeah, it just does not turn. And we go offline, and yeah, that's it. I think we're done. And now we're just kind of drifting, having fun. I guess you could say, but it's not fun. And this was utter heartbreak. And yeah, that's it. Lap 23. I think it's just best interest if we retire the race car on track. And I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to call it here, because there is just I just can't see us continuing when we're not gonna get points. And ideally, you'd want to finish for the prize money, and well, not prize money, but you just want to finish for whatever you can get, I guess you could say. But yeah, this has been a horrific and a horrendous Miami Grand Prix for us, and to cap off a weekend of terrible luck, it has basically been like that completely. And again, just more drifting around the racetrack, and I think that's it. I just don't see a point in continuing. Just kind of save the engine, and oh, the car just stepped out there and broke a front wing, and actually caused the VSC out of all that. So yeah, that's my bad. And well, the team boss will pay for that. I'm not gonna blame Jack. I'm not gonna blame Brendan at all either. I'm going to blame myself for this one. It was pretty terrible luck, and unfortunately, it's a double DNF in Miami. Not the race we wanted, but there is always, I don't know, on Imola.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
Well, it all came good in the end for them, but it wasn't an easy start. Not the most straightforward of days, but I think it shows great strength in an athlete as a driver when you can overcome a day like this and walk away still with a victory.
Well, it's been a long wait for many of our drivers, but the wait is always worth it. Bring them out to the awaiting crowd. It's time for our podium celebrations. But there can only be one on the top step. Your number one, Max Verstappen.
So there you have it. Max wins the Miami Grand Prix. I think that is a Oscar Piastri second, Lando Norris in third. So yeah. Yeah, honestly, more on our side. Just, I don't know, a little bit upset, but not. I mean, I'm more just confused, honestly, on how that happens, because the track looked dried. Like, the track looked fine, but it wasn't. So it didn't. It didn't make sense. It really just didn't make sense to me. Honestly, it didn't make sense on my book. But yeah, honestly, the Brendan issue was just not his fault. Something happened to Brendan, and just was not the greatest days for him as well. But well, Albon got a 10-second time penalty. I don't know what he did, but he got something. And well, obviously, trying to get rid of all of these street circuits. Got to get back to a permanent track, and thankfully we're heading to Imola next week. Well, next race, and that is a track I love. You guys know me. I love Imola with all my heart. One of my favorite racetracks in the entire world, and I'm expecting good results. And I think Brendan will maybe get us something, or Jack. So we will see what happens. But that is it for me, guys. Thank you everybody for watching this video. Hey everybody, give all support for this channel. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one. Catch you later.